Traditionally, a battery-powered camera never had the capability to do 24/7 recording. If you wanted that feature, you needed to go with either a PoE power or a 120-volt powered camera, at least not until now. The Reolink Altas camera is a battery-powered camera, solar chargeable, and offers 24/7 recording. I'll be covering that in this video. Hey guys, Ty here and welcome back to the channel where we explore what's possible in home technology. Typically, battery-powered cameras have always been PIR motion-based cameras, meaning they only trigger and record after an activity has been detected. Now, a lot of the times that meant you miss what happened right up until that point. Now, some battery cameras have implemented features such as pre-recording, and even at that, you only get about 2 to 10 seconds of pre-recording. But the Reolink Atlas can do all that and even more. Let's go ahead and install the camera, and I'll go through all the features, the specs, and all the capabilities that this camera can do as we proceed through the video. Now, when it comes to installing this camera, there are a couple of ways to go about this. You can either go with a wall mount or a ceiling mount using the screws, which is included in the package, or you can go with a non-invasive option like using the strap. Now, the strap allows you to strap it around poles or fixtures. Like in my case, I'm going to be strapping it around the downspout of the house because I don't want to drill any more holes into the siding of the house. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back after that. So I've gone ahead and I've installed all the straps. So I'm just going to attach them to the downspout first before attaching the camera and the solar panel to it. So the strap is quite similar to, like a backpack, pretty much exact same mechanism. So the installation is pretty much complete. I've mounted it. It took me less than 10 minutes to get it all set up. So I'm going to go ahead and configure this camera within the app. Now, you can download the Reolink app from the App Store or the Play Store, but in my case, I already have other existing Reolink cameras, so I have the app already installed. The Reolink Altas supports 2.4 and 5 GHz band and can connect directly to your home Wi-Fi in a standalone mode, or you can connect directly to an home hub if you have one. The hub offers the added benefit of consolidating your storage into a centralized location, especially if you have multiple cameras already. But if you don't have the hub, you don't need it for local storage because the unit does come with a memory card slot with the up to 512 storage capacity, so there's no need for cloud subscription. So I just finished setting up the camera for the first time, and I quickly discovered that the camera is pointing directly at the tree, which is not ideal. The tree is in its line of sight. But fear not, because this is a battery-powered camera, so which means I can move it around, I can change the location, and because I did not drill any hole, I just strapped it on. Now I don't have to end up with multiple holes on my building as well. So the Reolink Altas is a 2K resolution camera, so not quite 4K, but it does hold its own. You can also zoom in and kind of identify a person. This is where the 2K suffers. The more you zoom in, the more blurry it gets, making it extremely difficult to identify or make out the subject. I'm not quite sure you'd be able to fully identify a person based on the image, but you can make deductions. The vertical field of view is around 50 degrees and the horizontal is 90, which is standard for most outdoor perimeter coverage type cameras. The Reolink Altas is equipped with Color X night vision, which allows the camera to maintain full color even at night time. It includes a spotlight that helps it light up the space if it gets too dark, ensuring it maintains that colored night vision. Reolink claims the Altas can last up to 8 days of continuous recording on a full charge, 14 days on pre-recording mode, and up to 18 months with motion detection mode. But pairing it up with the 6-watt solar power with 10 minutes of sunlight every day should effectively keep this camera running indefinitely. During my testing, I didn't come anywhere close to the claimed 10 minutes of sunlight to keep it going. After charging the camera from 2 p.m. until sunset under direct sunlight, it only went from 0 to 10%. All features were maxed out: continuous recording, time-lapse and smart battery mode disabled. So this was essentially a worst-case scenario. By midnight, the battery had dropped to 5% and by morning it was completely dead. However, after re-enabling smart battery features and turning off continuous recording, the battery life improved significantly. It also performed much better when starting with a full charge before enabling all features and then topping it up with sunlight daily from then on. When it comes to the motion detection, the camera and the software is equipped with AI feature that allows it to identify persons, animal, or vehicle, and you can also filter your playback option based on that. It can even detect objects very far away, although I could barely make out what it was other than it appeared to be moving. In pre-record mode, the camera is able to capture events leading up to a detection. And this is customizable between 2 and 10 seconds, and you can customize how long it should record after the event has stopped. You can also use an hybrid model, so it does continuous recording during a specific time window. Say for example, during the daytime when there's sunlight and there's eye traffic, you can enable continuous recording during this time frame, and then at night time when that detection is much lower and there's no sunlight, you can switch to the pre-recording with motion detection. When it comes to the detection, I did get a lot of false positives and negatives, especially with tree in the line of sight. Unfortunately, this is the drawback of PIR-based sensor. PIR uses infrared sensors that get triggered by movement, so having a tree, especially in a windy city, in the line of sight of the camera really cripples the effectiveness of the motion detection capability. You can tweak the detection sensitivity to try and reduce the false detection. You can also create a non-detection area so it excludes those areas from alerts and notification. The camera is equipped with siren, which can be used as a deterrent to trespassers. You can combine it with schedules so it only enables during a specific window. On its own, it doesn't support RTSP, so if you plan to use it with platforms like Home Assistant, you can't. However, if you pair it up with an Home Hub, you can import it into platforms like Home Assistant. It doesn't support RTSP, however, it works with Google and Amazon platforms.
This camera is equipped with two-way audio, so you can have a conversation with whoever is in front of the camera, and the audio isn't too bad.
If you're looking for a camera that has a good 2K resolution, decent AI detection, local storage, which means no cloud subscription fees, and a camera with exceptional low light performance thanks to the Color X feature on this camera, then the Reolink Altas is definitely worth it. But if you're looking for something that can fully integrate into any smart home system, the lack of the RTSP support natively on this camera limits that. But if you get the Home Hub, you might be able to add that into that system. But if you're within the Apple HomeKit setup, this camera is a no-go because it doesn't support Apple at all. For most people looking for something that's simple to install, reliable, and just works, as well as no cloud subscription fee, I think the Reolink Atlas is definitely something to consider. Thank you so much for joining me on this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.